Omahyanatimandasyam Snansna Sakya Sakshanvitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pastana Patale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namya. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachayani Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paskachayani Visitari.
I'm sending yours
On
Zoom or transmit?
Zoom.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna, this morning we will discuss Canto 8, Chapter 13, description of future Manus. Right? Text 12 till the end of the chapter. And the end of the chapter, that is text 36. So there are no purports that I will be reading from the commentaries that I have from the Bhaktivedanta books. So we are in chapter 13, that's correct. Yeah, okay. Description of future Manus. Text 12, I read the Sanskrit and you can repeat if you want. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Tatra Devasuta Paso. Viraja Amrita Prabha. Desham Virochana Suto. Balya Indra Bhavishyati. Tatra Devasuta Paso. Viraja Amrita Prabha. Desham Virochana Suto. Balya Indra Bhavishyati. Tata Devasuta Paso. Viracha Amrita Prabha. Desham Virochana Suto. Balavindo Bhavishyati. Tata Devasuta Paso. Viracha Amrita Prabha. Desham Virochana Suto. Balavindo Bhavishyati. Devasuta Paso. Viracha Amrita Prabha. Desham Virochana Suto. Balavindo Bhavishyati.
Tatra Devasuta Paso.
Tatra Devasuta Paso.
Virajamrita Prabha.
Virajamrita Prabha.
Desham Virochana Suto.
Desham Virochana Suto. Balendra Bhavishyati.
Tatra Devasuta Paso.
Tatra Devasuta Paso.
Virajamrita Prabha.
Virajamrita Prabha.
Desham Virochana Suto.
Desham Virochana Suto.
Balendra Bhavishyati.
Balendra Bhavishyati. Mataji, please. word for word translation. Tatra,
Tatra,
in that period of Manu,
in that period of Manu,
Deva,
Deva,
the demigods,
demigods,
Sutapasa,
Sutapasa,
the Sutapas,
Sutapas,
Viracha,
Mudra,
the Virachas,
Virajas,
Amrita Prabha,
Amrita Prabha,
the Amrita Prabhas,
Amrita Prabha,
Tesham,
Desha,
of them,
of them,
Virochana Sutta,
Virochana Sutta,
the son of Virochan,
the son of Virochan,
Bali,
Bali,
Maharaj Bali,
Maharaj Bali,
Indra,
Indra,
the king of heaven,
the king of heaven,
Bhavishyati,
Bhavishati,
will come.
will become.
Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. In the period of the 8th Manu, among the demigods will be the Sutapas, the Virachas, and the Amrita Prabhas. The king of the demigods, Indra, will be Balimaj, the son of Virochan. So, Omagyana Timandasyan, Chinanjana, Smakyan, Sakshan, Vitamni, Tasmai Shri Gurave. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pacharini Nirvishesha Srinyavadi Paskachari. Srila Prabhupada ki. So we are presently in the 7th Manu, so the next Manu is the 8th Manu. And the demigods, and among the demigods, during that reign of the 8th Manu, the Indra, the king of heaven, will be Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj, that we will go soon in this pastime of Bali Maharaj in this chapter. And Bali Maharaj will conquer the heavenly planets and enter the heavenly planets with all the demons. How can demons go to the heavenly planets? It was because of Sukracharya, who did Karmakanda sacrifices and created the required piety so that they could go to heaven. But going there is one thing, but to stay there, you need also piety. And that was a problem, that finally Bali Maharaj could not stay. But he wanted to be the king of heaven, and the Lord fulfilled his desire. It's one of the benedictions he got of Vamandev. In the next Manu, you will become the Indra. So he will become the Indra, but later. We will see that pastime. And this pastime of Bali Maharaj is described in the next verse. That Vinam Yamama Yachamanaya Vishnaveya Padatrayam Radhamindra Padam Mitva Tatasidim Bapyasi. Bali Maharaj gave a gift of 3 paces of land to Lord Vishnu, and because of his charity, he lost all the 3 worlds. Later, however, when Lord Vishnu is pleased because of Bali's giving everything to him, Bali Maharaj will achieve the perfection of life. And a small purport. In Bhagavad Gita 7.3, it is stated, Manusyanam sasasukashitya siddhayim. Out of many millions of people, one may attempt to achieve success in life. This success is explained here. Radam Indra Padam Mitva Tata Siddhim Abapyasi. Siddhi consists of achieving the favor of Lord Vishnu, not the Yoga Siddhis. The Yoga Siddhis, Anima, Lahima, Mahima, Prapti, Prakamya, Ishitva, Vashitva, and Kama, Vasaitva are temporary. Ultimate Siddhi is to achieve the favor of Lord Vishnu. So that's the perfection of life. We will hear that in the soon. So Bali Maharaj lost everything to Vishnu, to Krishna. But then after that, he gained everything again. So is there someone here who wants to be in the same position of Bali Maharaj and give everything to Krishna? Is there someone here who wants to do the same thing as Bali Maharaj, giving everything you have to Krishna? You understand? No. Est-ce que tu voudrais donner tout à Krishna, tout ce que vous possessez? Oui. Bien.
Et c'est très beau.
So, let that be our strive, I would say. Today, whatever I have, I will give to Krishna. How does that make you feel? Nervous? Or anyway, we can also use it for Krishna, that's okay. Ujjayi Prabhu commented on this verse. We think that if we give everything to Krishna, he will give us something. But it will be so subtle that we don't know we have it or not. That's it. Donc, Ujjayi Prabhu disait que quand on donne tout à Krishna, on pense Krishna va nous donner quelque chose comme réciprocation. Il va nous donner quelque chose. Mais nous ne serons pas sûrs que de ce qu'on a reçu parce que c'est très subtil ce qu'il donne. Okay. We may say, yes, maybe when I'm older, I give everything. Quand je suis plus vieux, je vais donner. Yeah. One may think, I give everything to Krishna when my daughter or my son is married. Je donne tout à Krishna quand mon fils ou ma fille est mariée. Yeah. But we should be in the mood that whatever Krishna wants, I'm happy to give. So that's the lesson here in this verse of the person of Bali Maharaj, which will be studied in detail in the next chapters, text 14. Yasa Bhagavata Vada Pritena Sutalepona Niveshito Dikesvarkat Adunaste Svarativa. With great affection, the personality of God had bound Bali and then installed him in the kingdom of Sutal, which is more opulent than the heavenly planets. Bali Maharaj now resides on that planet and is more comfortably situated than Indra. So, in the you went to the 5th canto. There we studied the geography of the universe. And the needs of the universe are Sutal, Atal. But these planets are lower planets, but they are more opulent even than Indra's planet. So Krishna takes everything away, but he gives you something much better. That So what to speak of spiritual benedictions? Not only did he give something more opulent to Indra, but Vamandev gave himself also. He became the gatekeeper of Bali Maharaj. It's a most wonderful thing. Text 15 and 16. Kalavo diptipyam ramo dona putra kipastata visharinga pitasmakam Bhagavam Badarayana Ime Saptarasastatra Bhavishanti Svayogata Idanim Asate Rajan Space for Ashrama Mandali. O King, during the 8th Manvantar, the next one, the personalities Galava, Diktimam, Parashuram, Ashvatam, Kipacharya, Rishashringa, and our father Vyasadeva, incarnation of Narayan, will be the 7 sages. For the present, they are all residing in their respective ashrams. So, Galava, Diptimam, Parashuram, Ashvatam, Kipacharya, Rishashringa, and Vyasadeva. Which name surprises you here?
Yes. Or Parashuram.
Maharaj, like in the previous verses, they mentioned like 7 sages is Atri Muni, like Kashyapa, but this is like entirely different. Like,
Yeah, it's another Manu, other sages. Each Manu, other sages. That is temporary appointment. So that's in the next Manu, you have these sages. But I would say, what surprises, most surprises, is Ashvatam. That Ashvatam is going to be a great sage. And also Kripacharya is mentioned. That all these great Kshatriyas in this age, in this Yuga, they become rishis in the next Manvantar. That the Shapta rishis, 7 sages. So they will be the 7 sages when Bali Maharaj is the Indra. Interesting. Pipa, Ashvatam, Parashuram, they are great Kshatriyas, right? And then we will become sages. Then the rest are Brahmins, Rishashringa, that son of Romapad. That no, it's not the son of Romapad, but it was King Romapad. He had a problem in his kingdom. And there was no rainfall coming, no rain coming. And he invited Rishashringi to his kingdom by sending some prostitutes. And he married his daughter Santa. That's how, yeah.
like here, like Ashwadama is mentioned, like, but Ashwadama is like he want to kill Parikshit Maharaj.
Yeah.
But why, like he got become sage? Like he tried to kill Parikshit Maharaj. And
Well, I asked the question, what surprises you? And you give the reason why it is surprising. I don't know, but that's a point. That yes, of course, Ashvatam, he played the role of a bad guy in the Mahabharata, but now he will play the good role. Anyway.
Interesting.
Yeah. So in one day there are 14 manas. One manu lives for 71 yuga cycles, right? So now 29 already have passed of the present Yuga cycles. So 21,
28.
28. Anyway, we have 43 more Divya Yugas to come until we come to the 8th man. So, and this will be the 7 sages we heard. When Bali Maharaj will be there, he will be the Indra during the next Manu. But it's all in the same day of Brahm. So, text 17. 17. In the 8th Manvantara, the great powerful personality of God, that Sarvabhauma will take birth. His father will be Devaguyan and his mother will be Saraswati. He will take the kingdom away from Purandar, Lord Indra, and give it to Bali Maharaj. So Indra, we will see in this chapter, Indra will get the kingdom of heaven back after the demons conquered heaven. But he will have to give back heaven to Bali Maharaj at the beginning of the next Manvantara, the next month. So the present Indra is Purandar, and next Manu it will be Bali Maharaj. That's so interesting. Purandar is our present Indra. If Purandar reads the Bhagavatam, then he will know what comes, right? Interesting. Indra means king of heaven. Indra is a post, just like a president. Text 18. O king, the 9th Manu will be Daksasvarani, who is born of Varuna. And his sons will be Buddha Ketu and Dipta Ketu. So then the Manu after that will be Varuna. So it will go from fire to water. To water, because Indra is in charge of the water. And, yeah. Manu will be Varuna. Anyway, text 19, 20, 21. The next, we don't have much to say about it, so we will read it. In this 9th Manvantara, the Bprs and Maritsigarbhas will be among the demigods, the king of heaven. Indra will be named Adbhuta, and Dutyaman will be among the 7 sages. Rishabdev, a partial incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will take birth from his father Ayushman and his mother Ambudar. He will enable the Indra, named Adbhuta, to enjoy the opulence of the 3 worlds. The son of Upasloka, known as Brahma Sarvarni, will be the 10th man. Purishena will be amongst his sons, and the Brahmas headed by Avishman will be the 7 sages. Avishman, Sukrita, Satya, Jaya, Mukti, and others will be the 7 sages. The Savanas and the Udas will be among the demigods, and Samru will be their king Indra. That time. In the home of Vishvarasta, a plenary portion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead will appear from the womb of Vishuchi as the incarnation known as Vishvaksena. He will make friends with Sambhu. So that's all in the future.
Is Shambhu Lord Shiva?
He will make friends with Sambhu. Means they will make friends with Shiva, not Shiva. In 11th Manvantar, the Manu will be Dharma Savarni, who will be extremely learned in spiritual knowledge. From him, there will come 10 sons, headed by Satya Dharma. The Vimangas, Kamangas, Nirvaruchis, and others will be the demigods. The king of the demigods, Indra, will be Vaidrita, and the 7 sages will be headed by Aruna. That Aruna is the charioteer of the sun god, Vivasvana, Aruna. And he's also the brother of Garuda.
Father of Garuda?
No, the brother of Garuda. So Aruna's father must have been, who is the father of Garuda? Kashyapa Muni.
Oh.
He gave birth to.
So then Garuda is a son of Kashyapa Muni?
Please.
Garuda is son of Kashyapa Muni?
He's the son of Kashyapa Muni. Kashyapa Muni created all the birds, fish species, animal species. A lot of 26. The son of Aryaka, known as Dharmasetu, a partial incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead, will appear from the womb of Vaidrita, the wife of Aryaka, and will rule the 3 worlds. O king, the 12th Manu will be named Rudra Savarni. Devavan, Upadeva, and Devarishta will be among his sons. In this Manvantar, the name of Indra will be Ridatma, and the demigods will be headed by the Haritas. Among the sages will be Tapamukti, Tapashvi, and Agnidraka. From the mother of Sunrita and the father named Satya Saha will come Spadama, a partial incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead. He will rule at Manvantar. Then the 13th Manu, there are 14 Manus, right? 13th, will be named Deva Savarni, and he will be very advanced in spiritual knowledge. Among his sons will be Chitrasena and Vishitra. In the 13th Manvantar, Sukarmas and Sutramas will be among the demigods. Vivashpati will be the king of heaven, and Nirmoka and Tattvadarsha will be among the 7 sages. The son of Devautri, known as Yogeshwar, will appear as a partial incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His mother's name will be Virati. He will perform activities for the welfare of Vivashpati. The name of the 14th Manu will be Indra Savarni. He will have sons like Uru, Gambhira, and Buddha. That 34. The Pavitras, the Shakshusas, will be among the demigods, and Suchi will be Indra, the king of heaven. Agni, Bahu, Suchi, Dusudha, Magadha, and others of great austerity will be the 7 sages. O King Parikshit, the 14th Manvantar, Supreme Personality of Godhead, will appear from the womb of Vitana, and his father's name will be Satrajana. This incarnation will be celebrated as Bhanu, and he will administer spiritual activities. O King, I have now described to you the 14 Manus appearing in the past, present, and future. The total duration of time ruled by these Manus is 1000 Yuga cycles. This is called Kalpa, or 1 day of Brahma. So we had 50 Manus, and now we will hear, we have the name of these Manus now, but what are they doing? That we will hear in the next chapter tomorrow. So we finished the chapter. There's not much more to say about it. Any questions, comments? Yes.
Like we can see that so many great people, at least they are taking some roles next. So So why don't they Krishna found that they can come like back to God? So why do they have to take these Krishnas? They work the same.
Okay, the question is, we hear in this list of these manus and these saptarishis, so many devotees who come back to serve Krishna in the material world. Why does Krishna not bring them back to the spiritual world? Why do they have to take birth again? There is a variety of reasons here. That Bali Maharaj, for example, he came to Indra in next Manu because he wanted to serve Krishna in that way. He wanted to become a Manu. So Krishna is not going to say to Bali Maharaj, no, you cannot do that. I bring you back to the spiritual world. No, he reciprocates with the desire of the living entity. As long as we have desires in this world, even to serve Krishna, Krishna will bring us back. But if we are completely absorbed and pure in consciousness as Bali Maharaj, it doesn't matter whether you are in the material or the spiritual world. You are always in spiritual consciousness. And that's already, in one way, that's back to Godhead already. So they have the desire to serve Krishna, that's all. And whether that is in the material or the spiritual world, it doesn't matter for the pure devotee, whatever Krishna wants. Okay? No? Good? Yes?
Yes, thank you for describing all of this nicely. It's interesting. So you asked a question like whether we can give up everything as a Bali Maharaj to Krishna. So my question is like, so what should be our goal? So we are not at that level. Our goal, our end goal is to go back to Godhead. Even if you think going back to Godhead, it's also conditional. I'm just saying that, but you can explain better. But that is also conditional because you are having some motive like going to back to Godhead. Because you should have like unmotive. Like when you love someone, like you have to love without any motive, like without any intention. So that is one question. And other question is like, okay, I have a goal of going back to Godhead. So what should be my current goal? Like, because I have a big goal, I have to make like a short-term goals and to achieve the big goal. So these are two questions I have. So
our goal is to develop love for Krishna. And to develop that love, we have to first purify our heart. Our first goal is to purify our heart with the aim to attain love for Godhead. So after purification of our heart, this love will develop. So you cannot develop love when your heart is impure. But it doesn't matter that you have material desires. You approach Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Chatur Bija Vida Vajante Mam Yana Sukrita Arjuna Arthasikhna Shrashtarti Hyani Sa Paratarshava. There are 4 kinds of people who surrender to me with material desires. They have material desires, but they surrender to Krishna to fulfill their material desires. And they want also love for Krishna. Their motive is to get free from distress. They are curious, they want knowledge, they want wealth, positions, whatever. Or they want to know Krishna, the Jnanis. Krishna says these are the best. But our philosophy is, if we dovetail our material desires with the desire of Krishna, then these desires will become purified. And finally, you will have a pure desire only to serve Krishna. Then you give everything up. Because as you make advancement, this knowledge develops and this realization, and you don't want anything anymore in this world. So in that way, that's a process of purification. In the 5th chapter of the Gita, it said, the yogi acts only for purification of one's existence. That, yes, is also a divine quality. Abhaya, Sattva, Samsudir, Jnana, Yoga, Vyavastita. These are chapter 16, the first verse there. That the divine qualities is one is fearless, Abhaya, and Sattva, Samsudir. One acts for the purification of one's existence. So that's already a divine quality, and that we need to act for purification always. So that's important. Is that all?
So yeah, we have to purify ourselves before getting love. So what is abhideya? What is the process? I know like we have to follow the 9 stages, 9 process of bhakti. Like how we can deal, like what's your your experience? I'm asking about your experience.
Abhideya means I'm acting as a spirit soul. That and in the beginning we don't know what it is to act as a spirit soul, because we act as the body. We want get benefit for the body, to enjoy the body, and if we don't want distress. That so, but if we use what we have, the body, the mind, tad buddhas, tad atmas, tad nishtas, tad prajna, kachanta punaravitam jnana nirduta kalmasa. It's 5:12 or something, where Krishna says that if one uses one's intelligence, body, mind, words in the service of Krishna, one will become purified. So that's the point that Krishna made. Become purified. Act for your purification. And then, yes, then you will start acting when you are pure on the pure platform, only out of love for Krishna, nothing for me. And that's the level we have to come. That's pure devotion. Good. Something else?
If anybody has
Good. Something else?
Maar, I mean, if we give like, what do you say? If I give something to someone, money or anything, it means that implicitly I believe this person, or I have faith, or I have trust in this person. It's implied. So, would you say what owes us, we don't trust Krishna that much, or we don't trust he will do the good thing?
That you can only trust someone whom you know. You must know the person to trust the person. You cannot trust the person you don't know. And how can we know Krishna? Bhaktyamam avichanti yami asyasmi tattva tatmam tattva visate tatanantram. Krishna says, I can only be known by pure devotional service. So if we perform this pure devotional service, then we will get experience with Krishna. And how Krishna reciprocates with us. that reciprocate, that experience of reciprocation, that gives faith. That gives faith. That if you have good experience. So Krishna acts as our well-wisher always. But we don't see it. We think, oh, he takes that away from me, he gives this frustration. But why does he do that? Because he wants us to give up our foolish attachments to things in this world. And that is mercy. That, and yes, and also you perform devotional service and you feel satisfaction by that, which you don't get from any material activity. That's also an experience. And that gives you trust that Krishna, and in the Bhagavatam explains how he reciprocates with his devotees. And he's not going to reciprocate with you in a different way. If you surrender in the same way, he will reciprocate. So hearing the Bhagavatam combined with his experience gives you faith. That faith because you have experienced it. So we must get the experience of devotional service, really to get that faith. Then we become purified and we get faith. We understand Krishna is our own well-wisher. Yes?
So if I understand, because I don't understand much the translation,
Yeah.
but whatever, it's like a story, but I don't know. If I understand, it's like if we only give unconditionally, that we're not frustrated or we think we go and we sleep.
Yeah. Il y a deux niveaux. Il y a deux niveaux pour faire de la service dévotionnel. On peut faire la service dévotionnel dans l'état conditionné ou dans l'état libéré. Mais même si on fait de la service dévotionnel dans l'état conditionné, si notre motivation est pure, Krishna va nous aider à purifier notre cœur. Et ça, c'est très important à comprendre. Et cette purification du cœur, on peut avoir, si on a cette expérience, cette purification. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire la purification? Ça veut dire que j'abandonne tous mes désirs matériels et je me sens plus heureux. Donc cette expérience va vous donner la foi en Krishna. Parce qu'à la fin, on a beaucoup de relations avec beaucoup de gens dans ce monde, mais c'est tout temporaire. Tout temporaire. Vous avez eu des amis et des parents, peut-être des enfants, pendant des millions de naissances. Mais c'est tout temporaire. Mais notre relation avec Krishna ne cesse jamais. Donc Krishna, c'est notre vrai ami. Et nous devrons faire notre meilleur pour lui servir bien, avec un peu d'amour. Et ça va vous donner l'expérience. Et ça va vous rendre heureux, plus heureux que... Oui, c'est bon?
J'ai une
Oui.
dernière question. Ben, après,
Oui.
Thank you, Maharaj. My question is, it's mentioned that we need to have a pure heart, we need to have pure love. As it's written in Bhagavad, we are not the doers. and we are just puppets in the hands of Maya. So what is love activity?
That's explained in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, verse 14. There are 5 factors of action. The adhishta, the body, the karanam, the senses, the chesta, all the endeavors, all the activities of the mind. That's all material nature. And that's under control of the 5th factor, the super soul. He controls all these. We have nothing to see with that. But the second factor mentioned in this one of these 5 factors is the karta, the doer, and that's the spirit soul. And we are doing things by desire. And Krishna reciprocates with our desires, and he respects our desires. And we are put in certain circumstances by our desires. Srila Prabhupada writes in one purport of Bhagavad Gita, material desire is a subtle form of being conditioned. That means spiritual desire will liberate us. So it's up to us to desire what we want. And we will be put in circumstances according to our desires. We see in this example, we spoke about King Indra. King Indra, well, Bali Maharaj, he wanted to become Indra. Krishna will fulfill his desire. He respects our desires. That's our free will. We can desire to love Krishna, or we can desire something in this material world. Up to us. That's our free will.
And the conditioned beliefs, our desires are all contaminated. So how to purify the desires? If the desires are the only way to succeed.
Yeah, use our desires in the service of Krishna. That will purify them. That you are good in things. Desire to use it in Krishna's service. That will purify you and will bring you to the transcendental platform. Then you will do the same thing for Krishna, but without ein mind, without desire to enjoy it with this body. That's our philosophy. It's important to understand that whatever you have, use it in the service of Krishna. You may, that's what I said before, you may not be able, like Bali Maharaj, to give it all to him, but you can use it in Krishna's service. And you will become purified in your desire. But yeah, that's liberation. Acting as a spirit soul means iya yasya param, iya yasya param. Karmana manasagare, Nikalash apavashta jivan mukta sauchate. Jivan mukta, acting as a liberated soul, means using one's intelligence, one's words, one's convictions, everything in the service of Krishna. Whatever you do. Yat karosi yat asnas yat yos dadas yat tapasyasi kauntya tat Krishna madakpanam. Whatever you have, give it to Krishna. But that's only a part. That's external. You give it to Krishna and you become detached. Okay, I give it to Krishna. But Krishna wants the love with what you give. He's not interested what you have to give. He has already everything. It's already his. That's like you have someone who has a banana orchard and you come to give him bananas. He will not be interested. But Krishna is not interested in what we have to give. He wants our consciousness, our devotion, our love. That and that starts with knowledge. Knowledge that everything belongs to Krishna. And because it belongs to Krishna, it is for his satisfaction. He's the enjoyer. It belongs to him. That a material consciousness means, I think it's mine for my enjoyment. And that's where the problem lies. We have to change that in our consciousness. We don't have to change our activities. Consciousness by which we do the activities has to change. And that's Krishna consciousness. Bhaktam Chakataktam Sarvalokmaisram Sudam Sarvabhutam Khatman Santim Richati. That Krishna is a supreme enjoyer because he's the proprietor of all the planets and he's our best friend. Our only friend in this world. All your so-called friends here. It's no value. Yes, we all disappear here, so expiry date on the body. That 20 years from now, I'm probably somewhere else. That wherever Krishna desires.
By myself, I can't do much. It's like my mind not concentrated on God. You call it Krishna, or Allah, or whatever. It's like the source of life. I think I try. I have good intention. I work, and I work more by the heart, but it's like my emotions moving and my body suffering. I think we keep us like this as human to be more humble, because we're not perfect. We go towards a little bit, you know. I think I'm just an apprentice, but my most experience was through Jesus and the Spirit of God. You know, it's like the Great Spirit that the native talk, or the Saint Spirit, whatever. It's the only time I had the chance to feel, like in English you say loving. It's an action, like the fire burning inside, and it was full time for 8 months. I was traveling from here to Panama, and it was so much. I was kind of totally no division between the mind and the heart. It was just serving in action with God. And I tried to reach back this state, and like you say, I can't have expectation. Even if I give everything, I have a lot to give, to let go of my house, a lot of tools, a lot of furniture, a lot of things, and it's so hard, you know? But I know I have to do it.
Yeah,
So I ask for help.
well, I'm in the same condition. I'm trying my best to make a little advancement that I know after more than 30 years intense practice, I did not make much advancement, but there is still hope. I feel somewhat satisfied by serving Prabhupada in his mission. And that gives me a good engagement, and I don't have time for anything else. So I'm not doing nonsense while I'm serving Prabhupada. And yeah, we have some hope. It's the only hope we have. But your situation and mine is not much different. I'm in the same position. I'm trying my best. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Next Bhakti Prabhupada Swami.